And welcome back to another book review. As you can see, I will be reviewing The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. If you hear background noise, sorry, my kid's home making noise. So, I want to say this first of all. This book was recommended to me by Instagram. And I am wary of books recommended by them because I've been disappointed before. But a co-worker of mine recommended the book. I found it a few months prior at a thrift store. I believe I paid like 44 cents. Then I bought another copy this last weekend at a library book sale for 50 cents. So I have now given it to another coworker because I was reading. I was like, this book is so good. It took me about 2.5 days to read this book. It's about, I believe, like 300 pages. Let me double check that. I lied. It's about 400 pages. It even has questions in the back. So if you're in a book club and you want to read it, it does have questions. Now, this book came out years ago, and I just heard about it recently. So apparently this book comes out, and every once in a while it gets a resurgence. And I will say it is definitely worth it. I'm giving it 4.8, maybe 5 stars. And if you know me, you know I do not give 5 stars for books. It is hard. I'll give you a solid 3 if it's not torturing me. Because like I said, I'm not a writer. I couldn't do it. So I'm going to give somebody their props unless the book is absolute trash. This book is not. I've even recommended it to my aunt, and I'm fingers crossed she will read it. So let's get to the back. It says, recluse Hollywood icon Evelyn Hugo is finally ready to tell the truth about her glamorous and scandalous life. But when she chooses unknown magazine reporter Monique Grant to write her story, no one is more astonished than Monique herself. Determined to use this opportunity to jumpstart her career, Monique listens in fascination. From making her way to Los Angeles in the 1950s to leaving show business in the 80s, and of course the 7 husbands along the way, Evelyn unspools a tale of ruthless ambition, unexpected friendships, and a great forbidden love. But as Evelyn's story nears its conclusion, it becomes clear that her life intersects with Monique's own in a tragic and irreversible way. That is putting it mildly. So I'm going to show you what some of the chapters look like. They are labeled by husband. Hold on, I can't find it. Okay, so the first chapter is Poor Ernie Diaz. And the chapters are just labeled like that. Some chapters are longer than the others. Some are short. Just how it goes. This book is a very easy read. Evelyn is a very complex character. And for a woman in the 50s, she was truly ambitious. She started out very young and was determined to get away from the life that she was born into. In today's world, no shame. In her day and age, no. She went through some hardships, having husbands cheat on her, beat her, doing things for the studio to make the studio happy, to make sure she stays on top. She's a great actress, but because of her attributes, which she's got the, because she's Cuban, so she has, the caramel skin. She had dyed her hair to bombshell blonde. She's got great eyebrows. She is, I would say, a combination of Elizabeth Taylor with all the husbands, Marilyn Monroe with the hair and little figure, and then Rita Hayworth. Because in one of the chapters, and this is a little spoiler, she realized that the man she married fell in love with her image, not who she is. And that's what Rita Hayworth would say. Men went to bed with Gilda and then woke up with Rita, and they didn't like that. But I have to say, Evelyn, I did not dislike her character. I think some of the things that she did was a little messed up. But again, in that time period, I understand. I would say people are saying this is kind of like a historical fiction. I would say yes, because it took place in the 50s. And the 50s was a long way away. And for a while, I felt like I was getting pulled into a true biography of this woman. That's how engrossed I was with this book. There was a shocking twist that connected her and Monique. I'm not going to say what it is, but I was like, oh. And you guys, I'm a book cheater. If you know what that is, I will read the back of the book to see if what I'm thinking is right. And normally it is. This time I was like, I didn't pick up on all those clues because the author, Taylor Jenkins Reid, does give you clues. But I'm done battling. So if you find this book out in the wild, or see if your local library has it, because right now I am re-listening to it after I read it to see if I missed anything. So your library could help you out with that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I hope everyone has a good morning, afternoon, evening, and I will talk to you later. Bye.